Hey everyone, I'm Jana Stafford with BIC Magazine, and joining us today is Rebecca Rosas, Vice President of Strategic Planning for Texmark Chemicals. Rebecca is delivering a keynote presentation during Downstream USA 2024 that's held in Galveston, Texas on June 27th this summer called What Really is Supply Chain? Rebecca, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Doing fine. Thank you for asking me to be here.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Could you tell us what does your role for Texmark Chemicals entail?
Well, I have a multifaceted role in that I do one of the it's more or less three-pronged. I have internal customers that I do enterprise resource planning for, so that's with production, with sales, and with logistics. I also handle customer service for the company, and I work through a lot of regulatory paperwork or stuff with the finance arm of our company. So it's seeing how the demand manifests itself, planning it through the company, and then the execution of that planning, delivery to the customer, and the paperwork that's necessary to go with it. I assist in that role as well.
Okay. Thank you for that. And as I said, your Downstream USA presentation is about supply chain, but the title intrigues me. So, could you tell us what it is that you're going to present about without too much of a spoiler alert?
Well, I want to take the audience through where we've been in supply chain, where we are now, and what changes are on the horizon. So that the thing I want to leave the audience with is that supply chain, where it was and where it is now, will not be the same as it is in the future. There's so many changes. There's so many things to consider. Um, it's not just taking a product out of a warehouse or a tank, putting it on a truck. There's so many things that are happening now, and it's just really phenomenal the amount of change. And when you start thinking about your role in supply chain, it's totally different because there are people that are working in supply chain who are industrial engineers, who are planners, who are coders, who are handling things like AI and those sorts of phenomenal innovations that are going to change the way supply chain looks. So what it is now, what it has been, and what it will be in the future are going to be subject to change. So it's just important to keep that in mind as you look at your career.
Okay, what other than the constant of change, what other developments are you hoping to see in the next couple of years in the downstream industry in particular?
Well, it's the ability to be flexible because we've noticed with the certain geopolitical events that are going on, people have had to pivot to be able to move products around the world and around the country and get innovative in the way they handle moving things. And I'm thinking in terms of AI, that's going to help us to be more flexible and to be more innovative. And of course, the human aspect of it, the way to innovate is going to be totally different in the future because in terms of like, well, one aspect I will talk about is robotics. Um, when I was doing a course with Harvard Business School, they talked about the innovations that robotics has in terms of packaging and getting things together for shipping, and how that's totally changed warehousing, and that you know it's not just building a warehouse. You have to plan robotic to be able to take product from locations and be able to design that into the warehouse. Of course, you've got RFD and you've got all sorts of tracking now. It's become a very it's not the warehouse it was, say, 20 years ago.
Mhm.
So that whole thing has changed. You've got, instead of people in supply chain are now sometimes industrial engineers who are working on the planning and the layout and the design of a warehouse. That part just fascinates me. And I'll add a third thing, uh, ESG. Supply chain is constantly being called upon to talk about their emissions, whether there's particularly scope 3 emissions or all the way down the supply chain. So that's a thing that I think you're going to see more of, particularly in the larger organizations, as their stakeholders are going to want to see more vigilance in that area.
Okay. Rebecca, please share with our audience what you are looking forward to at the upcoming Downstream USA conference the most.
Well, just seeing who all's there and the latest things. So I'm sure there's things that I haven't thought about or things I haven't seen that are there. And I'm kind of anxious to see what the innovations, what's coming. And I'm hoping to see that there'll be some folks there with AI who are going to show us how we're going to be able to use that and make things a lot better for ourselves, for our suppliers, and for our customers.
Yeah, for sure. Downstream's always great for networking, for finding out what the newest trends are, all of the above, everything you just said. So Reuters Downstream USA 2024 conference will bring together 500 plus executives from major downstream producers and EPCs to strategize, identify, discuss, and overcome roadblocks to competitive work, prioritization, predictable cost control, effective data-driven decision-making, and decarbonization readiness. So that's a mouthful. There's a lot happening for sure. And I know you're looking forward to your keynote presentation. I know other people are as well. So thank you so much for joining us today, Rebecca. I appreciate it so much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. For more on this event or other upcoming industry events, visit the events section at bicmagazine.com. And thank you for watching today. Remember, it's what we do together that counts.